Scum one, scum on, scum as you are, Vulture Culture, and tonight we are checking out the Hcard-101 from Hypersynth. So what makes this awesome is this is a memory card that works for the Korg Wavestation. I've got a Wavestation EX that we're going to be checking it out with tonight. But this also works for the Korg M1 series, the Korg T1, 2, 3, the Korg DS8, and the Korg A1. And essentially the way this works is you just plop this bad boy directly in your synthesizer. It doesn't require a battery or anything. You turn the synthesizer on. It's got this wonderful touch screen. It asks you what synth you want to set it up with, right? So now it knows that it's the Wavestation EX. So you just pick that from a menu and then you are good to go. The construction on this is so premium. It's got a touch screen, which it didn't have to have, right? Would have been fine with just a regular screen, but it's a touch screen and it gives you so many features that I probably won't even be able to cover them all. The biggest being it comes with 127 banks of memory. So instead of having one card for one bank, now you can have one card for 127 banks. And I believe 57 of them are preset banks and the rest are not. Let me just double check that. I'm sorry, 73 of which are preloaded with presets, 127 in total. And there's so many features that we're going to do more streams checking this out with the Korg M1. I've got it sitting behind me in the future as it gets closer to the release date, which is going to be early December. So big thank you to Hypersynth for sending this to me to check out ahead of time. You are awesome. But what's so incredible about this is for each synth, it has its own features. So for the M1, it can do format decoding as well as actually you can basically capture a program or pull the information off of the M1 to tell you what's going on with it directly to the card and see it on the touchscreen. In the case of the Wavestation, I don't know how well you can see the display here, but as I change the banks, it automatically updates what's going on the screen of the Wavestation. So it's called dynamic update, and essentially what it does is you just change the banks here and you can change the presets here, and that's it. It's super simple and awesome. And so today's live stream, what we're going to do is we're going to be just checking out a bunch of the sounds that come with the Wavestation EX, or I'm sorry, the sounds that come with the Hcard-101 that work with the Wavestation EX, which I believe there are 14 user banks and 24 preset banks that come with this card. So that's the thing about the Hcard series that's so awesome is these preset banks. It just expands the sound of a synthesizer at such a reasonable price. Plus you can make your own patches. I recently got done making a D50 patch library, the link's in the description, and I used an Hcard 750 for the D50 to do that. And that was just one card that worked with one synth. This card works with so many synths. Just to cover it like in detail, it's the M1, the M1 EX, the M1R, the M1 REX, the Wavestation, the Wavestation EX, the Wavestation AD, the T1, T2, T3, the DS8, the A1, and I'm probably forgetting something. Like, it's crazy how much it has, what it can do. But tonight, we're going to just sort of go through the process of hearing some really cool sounds. So this bank that we're checking out first is called Analog Freak, which is a little bit of a shame that it's named that way just because nothing on the Wavestation is going to sound analog. But what I liked about this sound bank is that all of the sounds sounded so cool and had this wonderful vintage digital character. So let's just listen to Synth Brass 1 here real quick. Portal Complex, welcome to the stream. Lo-Fi Matt, I agree. There's nothing more 80s than the early 90s. Resobrass 1. You can hear that filter is not particularly analog sounding, but these sounds are really great for, like, I want to sample a bunch of these and just have them around. Like, this is a really great bread and butter library that comes on the Hcard-101 for the Wavestation. The Wavestation doesn't have to be all evolving pads, right? You can use this. Resobrass 3. Yes, the 90s love the 80s. Yeah, so it's really useful brass patches. And we've got one. You can hear there's this great stereo thing going on. Left and right here. Moving along, we've got brass and bass rhythm. So there's that sort of a thing. We got another version of that. String layer, so we could do, you know. For being a completely digital synth, nothing about it that isn't. It's really cool. I will say there's an entire bank on the Hcard-101 with Profit VS sounds. So if you don't want to spend, you know, $7,000-$8,000 on a Profit VS, you could maybe get a Korg Wavestation and just load those sounds in. Of course, it won't be the same thing as if you had an analog filter, but they did put those waves into the Wavestation because Dave Smith from Sequential, obviously, made the Profit VS. Company goes under. They borrow the vector joystick, that's what VS stands for, right, on the VS, put it into the Wavestation because he was working for Yamaha at that point, which had a controlling stake in Korg, so he's actually working on the Korg Wavestation, and so those waveforms are in the Wavestation, and so we can get Profit VS sounds out of a Wavestation with just a digital filter instead of an analog one. But if you are a slut for vintage digital sounds like I am, then that's okay. Yeah, I love a sound like this. And I have to say, this is like, it's so silly as a sound designer, if you want to call me that, that I actually struggle the most with making really clean lead sounds like this because you have to be very subtle with them. It's not as simple as just, you know, putting a sawtooth together or something. Oh, God, it's so beautiful. Yo, we got the Romex King up in the house. How's it going, Chad Kane? This is patch data. Now, Walter, I want to be careful with how I answer that question because I actually don't fully understand the Hcard-101. I've only had it for today, I think. And there's going to be more info about it coming out. Link is in the description for where you can get that info. And the thing is that there's a lot going on here. And essentially, you can just scroll through all of these banks without a problem. There's a couple of banks that you do need some sort of data for, PCM card, that are in here. And I don't want to speak to the M1, which I think is the core synth that this is designed for. So for instance, I think drums can't be pulled off of a card, but other things can. So anyways, I don't want to answer that question out of fear of answering it incorrectly. Here's another solo synth. I love these, like, I don't know if it's single oscillator, but it's close to it. Brass lead sounds. They're so good. If anybody has any tips on how to actually make these types of sounds, I know it seems so stupid. So now we've moved into the synth category, so we have some more plucky type stuff. And you do get that resonance in there, right? Widow, how's it going? So it just sounds so good. For me, this just immediately took the Wavestation to a new place because I'm so used to hearing those factory presets, right? Wow, that's hollow. Might be good for like a top layer type thing to really get through here. Pitch shifted. That bass rhythm in there. So I checked out earlier, Nick. Not a lot going on with the joystick in this particular patch bank, I've noticed, which is an interesting thing, something you might not immediately think about when it comes to the Wavestation is that it was fucking difficult to program. So even the programmers back in the 80s didn't always use everything that was in it. Unlike other synthesizers that were relatively easier to work with everything. There's so much going on. I noticed, I checked this out before the stream. I'm not just bullshitting everybody. Like, I tried messing with the joystick before. I was like, there's not a lot going on in this bank. But like I said, we got a lot of banks to cover tonight. I'm going to try to play as many patches as I can. I will not get even close to playing most of the patches from most of the banks. There are so many banks of sounds in the Hcard-101 just for the Wavestation. There's even more for the M1. So I hope too that it's going to encourage people to support Hypersynth, because I love when I get products from any company to check out. But my favorite thing is small creators, you know, small teams. It's like a lot of times it's one person, right, making this stuff. It's a labor of love. That's who I really want to support. And I love it, especially when it's people who are taking a modern approach to vintage synthesizers, because that's sort of the nexus of where I'm at. So, yeah. You get a little bit of some sort of sound to the joystick. Left to right action. That's so cool, Rick. Awesome. Sequence strings too. This has that like VS sound, right? Lo-Fi Matt asks, there's no stupid questions here unless I'm asking them because I'm not the brightest. Can it load wavetables? No, it cannot. So I don't think there's any way to get wavetables onto a Wavestation except for if you actually load them onto a separate PCM card. I think there might be something. Nick might be able to answer that, but essentially no, I don't believe so. And again, with the caveat that I could be wrong because I don't fully understand everything about this card. There's so much going on to it. Kenzie Bray says, breathing new life and features into vintage hardware is my interest too. That was said beautifully, Kenzie. That's what I mean by I love companies that do this type of thing. Wow. Mac, welcome. How's it going? really beautiful string sounds that have, to me, like, this is my bread and butter. I love these sorts of vintage digital sounds that have a character to them before we get to sort of what I think of as the classic VA era that started around the time of the virus in the Nords. I don't know if that was about 95. So pre that, there's something about the corners they had to cut and everything with these vintage digital synths that just sounds so good to my ear. And around the time that we went all the way to kind of virtual analog, no hard and fast cutoff. Obviously, those synths are amazing too. But for me, this is really something special. Love that sound. By the way, guys, can I get a scum cheers in the chat for everybody hanging out tonight? I'm sipping on gin tonight. You know what's up. Look, got a little basil leaf in there, got some bitters and soda. Can I get some scum cheers? I appreciate all of my homies out there for hanging out and making Scum Night every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern the best night of the week. So, cheers, guys. Aquatic asks, does the card have some sort of software to manage it, or is it just gets what you come with? So there's a lot you can do to actually customize the banks and the way everything works on the card, and it's all touchscreen, so you just jump right in and just go right ahead. It's so simple, but you don't need any software for it. I suppose if you wanted to edit a bank more deeply, I mean, maybe you could use like an editor in conjunction with a Wavestation or something like that. But so it's not an editor, right? I mean, how could it be? It's just a memory card. It's so much more than a memory card, but it's a memory card, right? But yeah, I don't think you really need software. It's that simple. It's complicated and can do a lot, but everything about it is really smooth. And that was my immediate impression with it, because when Hypersynth reached out to me, they're like, okay, we're going to send you this card, but you're going to have to set it up for your specific synth. And I was like, oh God, like I'm not really good at things that are technical. But it was so simple that it was totally unnecessary. So definitely a lot of fun. So got some nice strings here, more strings. Like I said, I really love this bank. Wow. Lo-Fi Matt asks, does the keybed play good? Mine is pretty old and beat up, so I would not say this was the best one. Daniel, welcome to the stream. Ed from Earth, welcome to the stream. Mark, welcome to the stream. How's it going, everybody? By the way, I need to talk about something important here, which is if you notice next to Anna and Dubstation Zero's names, they are our first platinum members of the channel, which is awesome. So can I get a cheers for them too real quick? I think Autumn will have one of those skulls as well. But essentially what that is they've been supporting the channel for over a year. So that's awesome. Those platinum vulture skulls next to their name, that's so sick, guys. That just happened, and I just wanted to say a cheers to you guys. So can I get one more cheers, and then we'll play some more sounds. It's awesome, so I appreciate it, you guys. If you want to become a member of the channel, you should be able to see the join button somewhere around there. Get you access to all these sweet emojis that are channel exclusive, as well as discounts on all of my products. So that's Inktomi, my chorus and reverb plugin, completely free for members. Diodes and Rust, my vintage industrial drum sample pack, over 300 samples and loops, completely free for members of this channel. Neon Chronicles, my D50 library, 50% off, $5 a month to support me. Makes a huge difference. I appreciate it. That's all I'll say about that. Strings and brass split. So we got strings on the left here. Really great. By the way, you can hold chords and change patches. Just like you can on a wave state, which is interesting. Poly 61 clav. My least favorite patch I heard when I heard this earlier. Syn clav. What's a clav? That one's okay. I know it's a clavinet, guys. Clav and string layer. That's that digital brightness. Ted, welcome to the stream. How's it going, guys? Clav and string split. Yeah, Singtomi is my plugin, Lo-Fi Matt, so enjoy it. And it was a lot of fun. There will be more plugins coming from Vulture Culture in the future, but these things take a little bit of work. This patch is called Analog Organ. Can I get some scum organs in the chat? I hate organ sounds. It's actually a very nice organ sound. Thank you. Organ and E-piano layer. Appreciate that lo-fi. Little bit of D50. Yeah, sounds really great. Obviously, Yamaha had that stake in Korg, so we get some pretty authentic sounds. Res bass. Here we go. We got some bass sounds. This is like, these sounds to me, this is that like vintage industrial sound.
Does it have a B3? I don't know what you mean by that, unfortunately, Rick.
Can you run that through a guitar pedal? Sure, we could. I don't have it rigged up right now to be able to do that, unfortunately. But that's a thing. Anyways, I promised myself I would run through these sounds as quickly as possible, so we're going to go to another bank. Wow. What the hell? Let's just hit a few more bass sounds. These are some of my favorite bass sounds on the Wavestation for sure. So cool. Interesting sounds. Anyways, so this is as simple. So if I just like scroll anywhere in here, right, I can just go to the next bank. So we've moved, by hitting that touch screen, I moved to bank 16. I don't know how well you guys can see that on the stream right now. But I'm going to move this actually just back. Analog Freak. Let's see here. We got a lot of really cool ones. I'm going to go to Film TX. And you'll notice, if you can see this on the screen, it's already updated to Alpha Centauri. So we've moved the bank, and the Wavestation already knows. It's already says the Film TX library on the Wavestation. So this is the dynamic update I was talking about earlier, where the integration between the memory card and the synth is so freaking good, which I don't know how you do that. Like, how do you make a modern piece of equipment make the synth work with it like that? Because this is from 1990, right? It's fucking 30-something years old, right? So crazy. Crystal Love says, some frontline assembly. Yes, I love some FLA. One of my favorite vintage industrial groups for sure. So anyways, let's check out some of these sounds. I was really excited about this bank too. There's so many banks, guys. There's so many fucking banks. I could never cover it all in a live stream. So I'm just going to pick out some of my favorites. We're going to explore them together, and you guys let me know what you think, okay? Tribal Spirits. Oh, shit. Oh my god, so good. So good. Alpha Centauri. Fuck me in the dirty streets and call me Sally. Jesus. It's worth the Hcard is worth it for this one fucking patch. Like, I'm so upset. Ice Chime Bells. God, I love that one too. It's too good. Midsummer Night. There's a motherfucking pigeon up in this bitch. I do lo-fi. I'm very excited right now. Autumn, welcome to the stream. I was just shouting you out actually as being one of the first platinum members of this channel. You've got that platinum vulture skull next to your name. How are you doing, my friend? Cheers to you. Walter, it's straight into the program data slot. Dreamscape. Oh my god, I've got an album called that. So good. Harmonicchestra. Mac asks, how many patches per bank? 50 on the Wavestation, but it's different per synth. I don't know how it works on the M1 or the DS8 or the T1. A bunch of different synths work, they all are different. But on the Wavestation, you have, what did I say? 24 preset banks of 50 sounds each. So do the math there. What is that? I was going to say 120 sounds. That can't be right. Is it 1,000 something sounds? Like, I don't know. Someone do the math for me real quick. I'm drunk and playing synths. This one's called Summer Solstice. Wow. Egypt right now. Well, I hope you stay safe. There's a lot of chaos in that part of the world. Plakatani. So the thing about this, to me, that's so striking, we recently covered the SY99 from Yamaha and the Yamaha EX5, and they're both gorgeous sounding synths. But it's so incredible the way that the Wavestation sounds. I don't know what it is. I think it's probably closer to the SY77 where it's a little grittier, which is actually what I want. You know, I don't want a synth to just sound like naked samples anymore. You know, there was a time where we didn't have that option and we had to fucking, you know, we were racing towards realism. But now, when I have a patch called Ethereal Flutes, I don't want it to sound like a fucking flute. I want it to sound like that. So cool. Really great. Bog Monster. How did they program that? That is crazy. I'm going to do it again. Really does. That's crazy, Widow. I'm definitely going to see Gary Newman actually playing with FLA sometime soon. Yeah, Wavestation, just go ahead and try to say there's a better vintage digital synth than this. I love the D50, but man, the sounds on this are just so great. Here you go. There's a Wave song for you, Black Man. Wave Sequencer, how's it going, my friend? We've got the good old Wavestation out and an Hcard-101. If you don't have one of these, which I guess why did I say that? These aren't out yet, but when they come out, Wave Sequencer, it's such an incredible product to get, especially because you love the Wavestation. So really great. We're just checking out some sounds. This one's called The Creation. Wow. Widow asks, is there a card for my trusty old M1? Yes. This is the crazy part. It's this card, the Hcard-101. So this card doesn't just work for the Wavestation EX. It works for the Korg M1 and all of its iterations, the T series, the DS8, and the A1. So if you want... And honestly, I mean, it really seems great for the EX and the Wavestation, the AD and all of that. But there's even an entire vocoder bank, which won't work with this because I don't have a vocoder, right? But you have to have the AD for that, I believe. But it seems like the best features are actually for the M1. So we're going to be checking that out on stream soon. But anyways, Widow, you want this card for that. It's just so crazy. Walter says, now you need an M1, Alex. Well, guess what I got right here? Korg M1, courtesy of one of my friends. We got to repair it, but once we're good to go with that, we're going to be checking this out, this card out with the M1. So I'm super excited for this. I'm sure you guys can tell, but I am so freaking, I'm trying not to curse as much, excited for this card and just to support smaller creators who are passionate about vintage hardware. This one's called Arpeggio Bells. It has a little arpeggio built in, but it doesn't just keep going. Kind of fun, yeah. What card is it again, DJ Crystal Love? It's the Hypersynth Hcard-101. The link is in the description of this video. Definitely, there's a bunch already for like the D50 and the DX7, but this card is the first that's a multi-synth card. So for instance, if you want the DX5 card, it's different than the DX1 card, which is different than the DX7 Mark II card, right? And different than the DX7 card, right? They're all different because that's the nature of those synths. With Korg, they made one card that works for all of them. And so Hypersynth was able to develop this, and I think it's just incredible. Jarell Claire. You can hear that these splits can be built in. Phased piano. Really great sound. It sounds so good. Mr. Masterpad. If there's ever been a patch that is promising a great deal, and so far this bank has been delivering it, so I'm like afraid that it's going to let me down at this moment, but let's see. A little gin and a little Masterpad. So that is sort of how the Wavestation works. It actually sequences out waveforms. So instead of like normal analog synthesis where you'll pick a waveform and you're kind of stuck with it, you can just stack and it's some crazy number too, like 240 waveforms in a row that morph between each other. This is the synth that started everything that came afterwards, since like Wavestate is a direct continuation of this, but truly so is Mod Wave and even synthesizers like, for instance, Serum and stuff. This sort of owe its heritage to this moment in time. Let there be light. It's like a stepped up D50 pad. Really cool. Synth Piz Sweep. What is it? I think I can play this still. Something like that. Vincent, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Can the memory cards for these Korg synths contain additional waveforms or only presets playing internal waveforms? I don't know. I should really know the answer to that question, but it's so confusing how the architecture of this works with the card. But what I can tell you is with almost all of these banks, you don't have to have an additional PCM data card or anything. And for what it's worth, the Wavestation came with so many different waveforms that I'm not sure that many like they didn't need to add much, because most of what's happening with the Wavestation is with the wave sequence and less to do about samples. M1, you definitely could use samples. Roland JD800, you could use additional samples, right? And I don't know how that works. I was reading the manual up on the M1 side of the Hcard-100, and it said something about how like drums can't be pulled off the card, but other stuff can. So I don't want to speak to that. And I know that might be frustrating to some people, but I just truly couldn't find a simple answer to that. I'm sure someone in the chat knows more than me. That's always the case. This one's called Choir Woodwinds. This bank is so freaking good. Like I want to sample everything in this bank. Oh gosh. So good. Black Monolith. Much spooky. We get just that sound or just this little weird thing.
Blackman says, so it has custom waveforms, correct? I have the Korg Synth Time Slice card, which has custom waves plugs into the left card slide.
So, actually, that's really interesting. This card has the Time Slice library on it, but you do need that card for it to work. So that's one of those that you need that additional info. I think only 3 of the 24 banks require an additional card, and I think Time Slice is one of them. I could be wrong. Again, I don't have like the manual printed out in front of me. I don't think anybody has the manual yet printed out. So running. Should be a patch called Kubrick. Yes, absolutely. I think that's what that was, right? That's what I thought of immediately. It was from 2001. What a crazy... This is Darkness Falls. Heaven's Gate. It's almost like a Fantasia type thing. It's really great. Les Jeux Choup? I mean, come on. It's craziness. Tesseract Tines. Life Force. So I don't think I saw Wavestation SR compatibility on it, Wave Sequencer, but I could have missed it. I don't understand why it wouldn't work, but I don't want to promise it to you. I remember seeing that. And remember, I'm looking at the beta version of the manual. I have the feeling that Hypersynth just finished. There was nothing about any of the synths that I don't own that was in the manual. So I don't even think that was like covered yet. I don't know 100% if it works with an SR, but I don't see why it wouldn't. Let me answer it that way. I think that's the proper answer. We've got a patch called Aurora Borealis. Shout outs to Aquatic Borealis in the chat. Nick, I don't know the answer to that, actually. I forget which wave stations. I thought all of the wave stations after the very first one, so the Wavestation EX like added drums and pianos and a fully resonant digital filter to this synth that wasn't present in the original. So I think they all have that after that. This is a great patch named after a great friend of mine. So Cyber Metallica. I just think these are like the coolest freaking patches. If it works on the SR, then it works, or if it works on the, if it's EX and compatibility, then it works. How's it going, John? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Let's see, Air Radicals. God, these sounds are so good. Still got this trick key down here, Genetic Engineer. Go ahead and all questions are on topic here when I'm getting fucked up. What the hell is happening with this patch? Well, the aliens have come for me. This one's called Native Breeze. I'm hoping it's a little less disturbing. I like how the drums are only on the left hand here, so... Musica, welcome to the stream. What a fun patch to play. I mean, it's not really my genre of music, but it's great. The Reaper blog asks, I have a Roland M256E memory cards, new in box that I have no use for. I got them for free. Are they worth anything? Yes, they are. So, if I believe I'm recalling correctly, aren't those the ones for the D50 or a similar range? It might be for the JV series, but yeah, they're worth something. Someone else here might know what that synth is that they go to. I want to say it's the D50. I could be wrong about that, but yeah, I think they go for like $80 a pop or something on Reverb, something like that. The thing is that a lot of those cards have an internal battery that go bad over time. So once again, another reason why something like this Hcard-100 is such a great thing is this doesn't require a battery to work. It's all good. It just plugs directly into your synth. But if it's basically new in box, then it should be good to go. Something like that. So $100. Yeah. I was going to say at least like 100 something. So Walter says 100. Walter knows more about these vintage digital legends than I do. I am correct to say that's the D50 card, right? I mean, I would buy them off of you, John, except for I have a Hypersynth Hcard-750 for my D50, which effectively means that I don't need one. But there will always be people who just want the original hardware for, because they love that stuff, And I'm like that way too. For most things, my obsession with vintage stops when it comes to something as awesome as like the Hypersynth Hcard-101, where it adds functionality and adds just so much to sort of take a vintage piece of hardware into the future without losing anything. I sort of stop around the Kiwi mod section or, Vicoven mod and stuff like that, where it changes the inherent character of the synthesizer. Heterodynamic, that's my sexuality, I think. Some really big barber sounds. God, that's stressful. Windermere. This is the craziest bank of sounds I've ever heard. Yeah, you definitely should. They're, worth something, and it's always it's been good. Thank you very much, by the way, for your what's new in Reaper 7 as well as the supplemental video I think you just put out. I haven't checked that one out yet, but I love Reaper. It's the DAW that I use, and John from the Reaper blog does such a service to the entire community, nay, the entire world, by helping explain Reaper, because that DAW is so constantly updated with new features and things that make it better that it's so easy to like lose track of what's going on. And I'm still not using Razor edits because like I've been using Reaper since before that existed, and like I know I could be going faster, but I just don't do it for that. So this one's called Valley of Shadows. Oh, that's too funny, John. All right, so I want to move on from this bank. It's so good. So we're on Valley of Shadows here. As soon as I move to the next bank, UK Modern was one I wanted to check out. It's moved to Synth Twang Bass. What else do we have here? And Studio. So we'll go to UK Modern. So Synth Twang Bass, patch 33, but I'm going to jump all the way back. But that's just an example of the dynamic update, which is such a cool feature built into the Hcard-101. So this one's called Synthetic Kodo. Wow. Turn that down slightly. Reminds me a lot of the Millennium patch from the JD800. It's just so bright. Dreaming of. Yes. Gorgeousness, just gorgeousness. It's the Will I Dream patch from the Wavestation, one of my favorite patches, but just amped up. So good. C Ray Beats, welcome to the stream. Wavestation Space Harp. Yeah, not a lot going on with the joystick. Electrofunk Bass. That's a lot of... Ooh, that's dark. Yeah, really, really crazy. Bender MIDI. All right, so I don't know how they did this, but somehow when you move the pitch bender, you get a chord. Just insanity. E-piano for the Wavestation. Well, this is like a darker, more chorus sound. Very nice. More dire doxy. Model T organ. Can I get some scum organs in the chat? Everybody's favorite fairy. Welcome to the stream, Gwen. How's it going? I hate that sound in particular. Distant Hills. Oh, yeah. I mean, no synthesizer should sound that good. You know, that's not an analog synth, right? It's just so good. Nuclear brass. Oh, that is disgusting. Yeah. That's the first sound I have not liked. This one's called Orchestra Blam. I mean, that is a sound you need if you want to do authentic 90s stuff, right?
You only enable the bender for some of the 4 parts in the patch, and you set the bender for different values.
Voila, bender chords. I never thought about that. That would work on the Roland D50 too. I should have put that into my library. That's freaking smart, Walter. Aftertouch BVs. Aftertouch isn't working on this synth. Air Pizzo-ish. Whoa. Digi-Reso bass. That's a thing. Ripsaw lead. Oh yeah, here we go. Very cool. East River. Patches so far with this wonderful little swirly vocal thing underneath. Very cool. So we've only covered some of the sounds. I couldn't even play all of the sounds in the 2 banks we've covered so far. We're in the UK Modern library. The 3rd one we've covered so far. We're only on patch 15 of that. And there's 24 of these fucking banks in here. It's so good. So awesome. Spike comp. Spiky. A little bit too bright for me. Synth strings. Sweet and sour. Such a cool... You know, that's what I meant about like those digital brass sounds I actually like sometimes. This one's called The Creature. Spooky crystal theme. Very cool. Slow choir. I mean, if you need a good choir sound, here it is. Very beautiful. Not a fault of the H-Card, but the UK Modern bank is a little bit more unbalanced in terms of volume. Octothang. Just so cool, right? Punch bass. Interesting. Eternal. Very beautiful. Rhodes. This sounded way too close to a freaking organ pad. Patch. Delicate pad. God, it's so good. No organs. That's right. That's what I'm talking about, Vulture Mom. One finger LSO. Wavestation Orchestra. Pork scratching. Space Bell. It's like that JD800 sound. So good. That's definitely a keeper. Ghosts. So many great vintage digital choir sounds in here. I love those types of sounds. It's so good. Fairy's harp. I mean, come on. That fairy harp is what's up. That's what I'm talking about. Synth twang bass. Sounds good. This one's bass sounds I don't like as much as the Analog Freak ones, but that's what it is. Solar Rings. Love that gritty vocal sound. New Age pianos. Chamber music. Whoa. What I mean about the volume difference. Cathedral. Fuck that organ. 1220 pad. Reminds me of the Proteus flute sounds that were used in the Myth soundtrack. Hey, thanks for the sub. Little chimey thing going on in there. Spooksville. You could do so much with the Wavestation, man. That's why this is still arguably my favorite vintage digital synthesizer. It's just because, like, I understand how synths work most of the time, and with this one, I'm just in awe. Beefcake. Harmonic choir. Love these types of little guitar harmonic in there, sort of choir sounds. So good. Heaven. See, like, how did they do that? There's no sequencer in this synth. Think about that. Chimes unison. Got some chimes up here, but then we've down here. Cool, but, you know, more E-pianos sorts of sounds. Clav. Cool. Anyways, why don't we jump on to the next one? So this was another cool one. This one's called Studio. Run through some of these sounds. And again, I mean, I'm just running through these sounds because it's awesome to have the opportunity to try these out. But we'll just try to go through some more of these banks a little quicker now, just so we can cover a few more of like what's out there. Yeah, this is so cool. Golden Gate pad. Hello, Bell Wave. It's giving you that wave station sound a little bit more than the last bank. Harpeggio. Controlling the panning there. Cool. Resonance. Orchestra pad. Very nice. Interesting panning going on. E2 meets wave station. Wow, if you want like an awesome breathy. Awesome breathy sound. We've got modular obi. Does this count as an organ? If that counts as an organ sound, I like it. Angel's breath. Wow. Just really great sounds. They're all so good. Velocity vocal.
Cheers to all the scum, new and old, and special thanks to Alex. Love hanging out with the people who live the scum life. Let's get a cheers to all the scum that's here tonight. I'm almost killed off this gin. I think I could do it in one swig. Thank you guys for making every Wednesday night of my life freaking awesome, hanging out with you guys. It's been a wonderful thing, and I hope you guys enjoy all of the vintage synths as much as I do. We got some really cool things coming up this month, so I'm really excited. And so yeah, cheers to you guys. Appreciate you so much. Let's bang out a few more of these. That's what I like to see. What a great sound. Big 5 voice. Oh, so good. Air pipes. Swept voices. I mean, I'm actually like starting to like black out and not appreciate how amazing every one of these sounds are, because it's so cool. You know, like, shucks, that's good. Let's check out some of these other banks. So we've got, what else do we have in here? Not a cool jazz organ's not saying me. Dream strings. This is, what is it? Song Fact? Some really cool. Now I'm just going to run through some of these vocal highlands. I mean, I guess what I'm just trying to say is, like, if you have a Wavestation, this is the new default, right? Like, this is just what you get if you have an M1, a Wavestation, a T1, a DS8, an A1, any of those Korg synths from this era. Why would you not have this? It just seems so simple. Yeah, really great. Analog God Pad. Fuck me up. Each patch takes you on a journey. I agree. Mr. Perky. What a funny patch. Cutting lead. VS Synth Pad. Okay, I'm done with this bank. I want to move on to the Prophet VS stuff. So we've got some Prophet VS sounds here. Why don't we jump all the way back to the beginning? This one's called VS Arpeggio. This is, like I said earlier in the stream, sounds. Ricky, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Yeah, and just to be able to have these Prophet VS sounds in a Wavestation, you can get a Wavestation for, sub $500 a lot of the times. Prophet VS, not so much. A little loud. Thank you very much, Autumn. I love you so much. Give Xander my love and have a wonderful evening, okay? Staced. Wave pain. What a great name for a patch. Wave pain. Interesting sort of reverse reverb thing. And it's gone. Analog Pad VS. Bells. Wow, I mean, you're not going to be able to replace the analog filter, but it definitely takes you into that Prophet VS territory. Syntalk. A little too close to an organ for my liking. Prophet strings. Like that's a warm sound. Korg's got big bells. Synth 1. Out of a Fairlight, if you ask me. Yeah, well, that is the cool thing, too, about this era of vintage digital where we still have relatively low-res samples. Like, the fact that when you go real low on some of these sounds, you get that sort of crunchiness, that Fairlightedness. Yeah, it's a crunchy sound, you know what I mean? Prophet blips. Brass and pluck. Resonant perk. That's actually very nice. It's not as crazy as I was expecting. Mike, get yourself that beer. Don't make yourself wait. Vocoder VS. Got that nice little wave sequence in there. It's pretty cool. VS Vector. How's it going, Parbs? Yes, that is the case. This is, the X-Files right here. Soft horns. Cheers to you, Mike. Glass Fox. Bright. Lots of interesting stereo stuff going on. I mean, this synth just sounds so good. Soft fill. Oh. Are you kidding me? So hard to nail that. Oh, sounds so freaking good. Just run through a few more of these. Just doing them at random now. You hear that nice clacky keyboard. Kind of reminds me of the haunted E-piano patch in Neon Chronicles. Organ wave. Not gonna like this. No sir, Synstack. I don't know how to describe this sound, but it's not really used enough anymore. It's like a brassy pluck. How's it going, Mighty Pinto? How was the stream? Splitted key. What a beautiful lead sound. Vector mix. Glad you're feeling human again, my friend. Fuck the Rona. I don't know either, Parbs. It's a good question. Magic voices. Anyway, so those are some of the Prophet VS sounds that we've got in here. There's so much. I mean, I don't even know what future pad is going to sound like. That's a whole library of future pads. Let's see, stormy weather. Okay, that was one of those wave sequence strings. Better give it to me. Microphase. Well, that's kind of cool. Yeah, interesting. E-piano and synth. Yeah, for me, the future pad, just what we heard right there. Not the
best sounds compared to some of these. It's got a lot of organs in this bank. Not into that. Organ split. Jesus, 1, 2, 3 organs, tuba, and accordion. I don't know about that. Vocoder, so that's where we need. Vector World, okay. Depeche Overdrive. I was going to jump back to the first batch, but the name got me. Wow. Really interesting. Basal Nature. Widow. I don't think they do yet. That doesn't mean they won't, though. Dubstation says every 90s bass patch has way too much slap. And yes, however, I'm okay. I'm here for it. Opener special. Whoa! Turn that down a little. It's like a distorted organ. What the heck? Hard pad. Interesting sounds in here. I don't know. Little vocally thing. Very Proteus sound to it there, you know, bringing that in. Boom bast. What else do we have? Okay, so then we're in the user banks. Again, I'm just running through this now. This really is just way too much to actually be able to do. Let's jump back to wait. Let's just reset this. I got all messed up. Okay. So we've got, let's see what this is. Analog VS. Oh, we got to get to the right bank too. Boom, to the card. Right, this is it? Yeah. So here's some more analog-ish sounds. Ricky, the O1W, I think, is one of the only synths that you would expect this card to work with that it doesn't currently. And I think that has more to do with the differences in the O1W and the M1 than anything. Synth brass. Mike Ahern, that is so funny. I'm going to see William Shatner tomorrow for the Wrath of Khan showing that's going to be here in Florida. So I'm really excited about that. I actually haven't seen all of the Star Trek movies. I actually just watched the original motion picture, which came out right before Wrath of Khan, I think last week for the first time. And that was something. So I'm really excited for Wrath of Khan. That's going to be awesome. You hope to get it signed. A little off topic, but yeah, no, it's awesome. I hope you do too. Yeah. So, I mean, the thing is, it's like, I talked to Rob about retroactives programmers and stuff because you guys had talked about how you guys have voted on that you'd like to see a Yamaha SY7799 programmer from them. And, it's just like with me and everybody else. It's like we're all so busy. It's hard to get all this stuff out there. There's so many of those synths, right, that Korg put out around this time. So, Wavecom. I love Next Generation. Next Generation DS9 and Voyager to me are amazing. So are the originals. But yeah, behind me I have this, my favorite character is Garrick. So I have this original magazine from back then. He was just the coolest character. I love his ambiguity. Just so good. Wrath and Search are awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. What is it? Search, is that the fourth one? Unison feedback. Wrath for Shaka Han. Yeah, he's still rocking and rolling, isn't he, Aquatic? Let's see what else we have in here. We got all sorts of performances we can pull up, so... Here's a good one called Dream in Motion. Oh, there's a little wave sequence in there. That's kind of nice. Play the funnest, hoppiest jam you can come up with. Well, unfortunately, I'm pretty big into the pad, so it's going to be like real slow and boring jams, but... is that a hoppiest jam? I don't know. A little bit of saxophone action. Yeah, so I know that EX cards don't work in my SR, so there's a format difference for sure. So yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly. Like I said, I only have a beta version of the manual that doesn't even cover everything, just to try to get me going for this stream. Wave sequencers, there's no resonant filter in the EX either. I don't know. I thought that was one of the things they added in the EX, but I am no Wavestation master, so I'm not going to pretend like I know everything about it. I already forgot what that really good E-piano sound we had earlier was, but that one was great. This library, performance one's like, okay, fucking organ sounds. Digitarian. I do have a sticky key. So that bottom one. Yeah, just, I mean, so much going on. Too much slap. Nebulous. Oh, that's a good one. I guess if that's not resonant, I don't care. So yeah, I think that's a good place to leave it for today. As far as talking about the H card goes, because I could just hang around all night and, you know, look at that card and just go through and write down everything. But wow, it's just such a journey that has been tonight alone on how great it sounds. Mike says, by the way, I was watching your Proteus MPS vids the other day. That is such my secret weapon. And I still think people are sleeping on the MPS from the Proteuses with the built-in effects and everything. It just sounds so good. Thank you very much, Mike. I appreciate that. Yep, so they'll be coming out in December, hopefully. Early December is what they were saying to me. And yeah, just so excited for it. And I just once again want to say a huge thank you to Hypersynth for sending me one ahead of schedule, because it's just so great to be able to check it out. And yeah, and I think that's pretty good. I think I've pretty much covered what I wanted to do with this stream. So we've got a lot of really cool new stuff, new vintage synths in the studio every day. just excited for what's going on in the channel right now and for all the awesome people we have with us. So keep your ears peeled. I know there's more coming. And I think with that, we can call it a night. So to all my friends, I hope you guys have a very safe week. Love and light, bitches. I am out.